across some really interesting information on the holobionts.
The what?
The holobionts.
The holobiont.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
It describes the connection of the microorganisms that live on and within you,
Okay.
and how they connect to the environment that you live in.
Oh.
So the plants that live around you, every day you spend a lot of time in your beautiful garden here.
Yeah.
That actually affects your microbiome. It affects the organisms that live on your skin, the organisms that you breathe, and the organisms that reside in your gut.
So are you saying maybe what part of what I'm hearing is sort of a greater diversity of plants and natural living things around you might translate to a sort of a more biodiverse
Definitely. I mean,
microbiome?
we're learning when people are not surrounded by green, that it not only affects their health physically, but actually mental and emotionally. Being surrounded by trees influences your mood, and it's also translated through the microbiome. They're finding that people that do not reside, that do not live or don't have the luxury to be in nature, that this microbiome is depleted, and that it contributes to a lot of mental, emotional, and physical disorders.
It's interesting, Luc. I mean, the work that we're trying to do in parts of sub-Saharan Africa, working with the refugees in these refugee camps, and you go out there and you're in someone's compound and it's barren, like one tree, it's hot, it's dry, there's only a few things growing, and you just see the poverty is pronounced, and there's, the health problems are pronounced. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to shift the biome. We're trying to bring in sort of more biodiversity in terms of trees, in terms of different crops, and at multiple layers, annuals, perennials. And what we found over these years that we've been doing it is the temperature starts getting regulated. Okay, the types of food are greater, the food is available year round, and you start seeing it in people's dispositions and in their health and the health of their children. And really it starts in that health of the soil, that we're building a living biology. That's the foundation of building these food forests, is this living biology that translates to this sort of biodiversity here, which translates to what we can see visually is a much healthier woman, children, things like that. But what you're saying is that there's a sort of a scientific or health link between that and what's happening in the gut biome.
I mean, just like what you're saying with changing soil health, changing the microbiome of the soil, feeds better plants, feeds better food, makes healthier people.
Yeah.
And I mean, what I love about wild plants is that these wild plants have figured out how to live in their environment, how to maximize their potential by extracting the nutrients they need, and as a result, produce the healthiest fruits they can produce,
even in extreme
temperatures.
I
mean, look at baobabs. I mean, they're several thousand years old. I mean, they grow in places where agriculture is difficult.
They're actually, science or research is showing us they're dying more from overwatering than underwatering, the baobabs.
So overwatering can kill you, so be careful. But yeah, I mean, soil health is to plants what your gut health is to you. And the gut microbiome, I mean, these billions or trillions of microorganisms that live in the soil also live in our guts. And they extract the nutrients out of the food you eat. Just imagine eating processed food every day. Yeah. What kind of nutrients are these microorganisms extracting out of that food?
They're not. It's already extracted. It's already processed out.
Yeah. I mean, why do you think we have diabetes? Why do you think we have an increase of depression and anxiety in the society? Big part of it comes from the food we eat. If you feed a child nutrient-poor food, you're laying the foundation for obesity. You're laying the foundation for diabetes and depression. And guess what? Medications are not the solution. The solution is the way we treat our food. And so treating the soil in better ways through regenerative practices is very similar to nourishing the gut microbiome with prebiotic fiber. And that's why I got so excited about Baobab, because Baobab is rich in prebiotic fiber, and it's an ingredient that most Americans are deficient in. I mean, 90% of Americans don't have enough fiber in their gut, and that's how I got excited about Baobab. And yeah, so we need to feed the gut, and we need to feed our soils better for better health.
We're seeing it all over the world.
Yeah, correct. I mean, there's a higher incidence of depression and anxiety in people who aren't surrounded by green environments, and there's a higher incidence of violence. There's a higher incidence of disease in people who do not connect with nature on a regular basis.
Well, thank you, Luc.